Hello, and welcome to Artist Spotlight. I'm your host, Deanne Kincaid. Today's guest is comedian Gene Moore. Welcome to the show, Gene.
Thank you, Deanne. It's good to be
I,
here.
I understand you are a stand up comedian. How
Yeah.
long have you been standing up?
For seven really long years, really.
Well, is 7 years a long time?
No, in the scheme of things, it takes a long time just to get good. Like everyone's just trying to get good. It takes a long time, but I thought, I thought I was funny. I thought I would have this nailed down in like 2 years at tops, but it's a
Two
lot.
years, that's still pretty long.
It's long. It's long. Yeah, yeah.
So, how did you get started? Did you just dream up material and go on stage, or
Well,
did you do an online course or
no, no,
something?
no, no. I wish I could do online courses. So yeah, no. You know what it was? I always have been the funny person. I come from a very funny family. Everybody in my
Yeah.
family is funny. Like if there's a funeral or a wedding, you want them sitting next to you. We're just funny people, and we're broken, but we're funny. So I always wanted to do stand-up comedy, but I didn't have any confidence, and so I kind of forced myself to do it, and I went to a comedy club out of town because I felt like if I failed, nobody would see it, nobody would be the wiser. But as I was sitting in the audience, I kind of figured out there was a design, there was a way to do this, and so I left that show a little deflated, a little bruised, but I went in, enrolled myself into a club, and stayed for 4 years, learning how to write, learning the technique, how to stand, how to ask for shows, how to learn and navigate the politics of comedy. And I think that training has really helped build a strong foundation for me. I talk to a lot of new people who start comedy who don't see the value in education, and I think it's insane. I think it's crazy to get in front of people and not have the tools that you need to succeed. It's crazy.
So, comedy is education for you.
It is education. It is doing it. It is studying it. It is repeating it. It is trying to figure out how it works.
And is there a structure to it?
There is a structure to comedy. There is also a structure of how you work in comedy.
Mm.
There's also a structure of your energy. There's structure to everything. It's a
It seems,
design.
when the performers are on stage, it seems like they're just doing it off the top of their head.
Yeah.
Is it off the cuff or is it rehearsed?
Sometimes. I'll tell you this. Like when I first started, I used to focus and I used to obsess about every word and parcel it and try to get every cadence down. But then I kind of realized, and this is what it comes to. Really, you're writing a script for a character that's on stage. You're doing a play every night. It's a
Right.
performance.
Right.
So you're writing that script for
Yeah.
that actor to do that performance. And sometimes you're in the moment, and sometimes you're pulling things back from the archives, and sometimes it's you're making it up right there on the spot.
So it's a mixture of written, rehearsed, and improv.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you talked about words. Tell me what you feel is the impact of words on the audience.
Words are important to me. When I look at comedy, or even when I'm doing anything, I always think of it from the audience member. Comedy is a business. People don't get that. It is a business. If you understand from the audience what they're hearing, what they're seeing, what they're sensing, it helps. So words are critical. Now I'll tell you this: I was very lucky. Um, as a kid, my mother used to read us the Warren Report.
What?
The Warren Report. It's a crazy thing to read kids. We were 5, and we knew. But when you think about it,
No.
the Warren Report was written by lawyers. They were
Yes.
older people. They were using an older vernacular. It's an older language. And I know when I was a kid and I would talk to other people, they would laugh at my words. So I knew at a young age the importance of words and how
Uh-huh.
you could kind of slice them and dice them and make them
Mm.
funny. I talked like a Supreme. I thought that was funny, but it's
You mean a Supreme Court Supreme.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But did they make fun of you using legalese or did.
No, like I wouldn't say, like if somebody took a picture, I wouldn't say picture, I'd say portrait. I would use the formal word because that's all I
Oh.
knew.
Oh.
But I mean, so you learn words. Now I'll also add this: I am gay, and so I wrestle with sometimes using the word faggot. Sometimes it's a strong word. Usually, it's people that get offended by it are people who aren't even gay. They're the ones that are offended.
Go
by
figure.
It. I know, yeah. They're the ones
I'm
that are.
shocked.
Yeah, but it's not like I use the word to shock or to. Whenever I use a word or something, I try to figure out how is this, because I'm constantly editing things. Like, how does this move the story forward? How does this, how does this transcend the human experience? How is this going to help? So I don't use the word just to use it. I use it to try to impact it in a way to free myself from the insecurity, you know.
Hmm. Well, we're going to get a chance to see you actually perform stand-up comedy because we have a clip for our viewers.
Okay.
So we're going to check out that clip right now. Let's take a look and see him perform.
Come on, Charlotte. Come on, let me hear you. Come on. You got a little bit more than that. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. My name is Gene Moore. Let's be friends. Just to let you know right now, I'm the pink sheep in my family. I'm that guy that was the last one to know he was gay. Like everybody in my family, everybody in my school, they all knew I was gay. I said to my sister, did they always know I was gay? She's like, bitch, please. I'm like, how did they know? She's like, gee, you wore a polo shirt every day to work with a pop collar. I'm like, that don't make you gay. She's like, gee, you wore penny loafers every day to work with no socks. I'm like, that still don't make you gay. She's like, gee, we're migrant workers, that's gay. It is, so it is. Grew up in Michigan. Any Michigan people here today? Yes, thank you. When I grew up, though, they were kidnapping little kids all the time, and I was always so worried. I never wanted to leave the house. So my mom, like to take me to the store or something, she would put me on like one of those little horses and put a quarter in there, and it'd be rock. That's probably how I turned into a big old fag, But you just rock back and forth like that, But then I'd get all comfortable and forget, and then she'd go away, and I'm like, Mom, where you going? They're gonna kidnap me. And she's like, no, mijo, no. They don't steal the brown ones.
Wow, you have really high energy, and obviously you have command of the stage. You must have had an excellent instructor.
I did. I have an excellent.
Did you?
Yeah, it was you. It was
No,
you. Yeah.
no.
Dean Kincaid it has been an absolute delight. Like to have you help me structure everything, and I hear your voice in the back of my head sometimes as you kind of guide me through.
As I repeated it and repeated it and repeated it.
Repeated it. Yeah.
If it doesn't move the story forward,
Get it out.
lose it.
Yeah, edit. Kill your darlings.
Kill your darlings,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Well, I have to admit, I did have a bit of a hand in creating this monster I see in front of me
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But it's a wonderful feeling also to see your success. You're tremendously successful. In fact, I understand that you perform about 25 shows a month, not a year, a month.
I
Now,
try,
and you work full time, and you have a relationship, and you're healthy. How do you do that? How do you balance all that?
I
You're
know.
not like sickly.
Yeah, I know I'm not sickly. This is all fake. It's like everything. It's just a facade. No, you know what? I balance everything, and I fail a lot. I used to be really hard on myself.
Yeah.
Now I just give myself a break. I'm doing the best that I can. And I wish I knew what I was doing. It would make it so much easier, but I don't. So
Do you mean you just get out there and keep performing and performing and performing, win or lose, succeed or fail? It's all good
it's
experience.
that and it's more. It's that and it's more. It's I'm still a human being trying to navigate through this life.
Yeah.
And so I'm in a relationship, and sometimes I miss birthdays, and that's
Uh-oh.
hell. I have to pay at home. I miss a friend's wedding, or I miss funerals. That hurts. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't be where everybody is, and
Because you're committed to performing.
you have to do that, and
Wow.
so it's that, and then I go to work, and I'm trying to be wherever I learn, and I learned this from improv. Again, the comedy and education is important. Improv is be present and yes and
Yes.
so if you're yes and whatever you say to me, I'm always going to say yes and I'm going to make it funnier. What that does is it reduces the stress and it keeps you in the moment. It just lets you focus in on what you got to do. You just balance as best as you can, and you just have to accept the fact that somebody's going to be upset.
No, nobody's going to always get the perfect performance out of you.
Right.
And somebody in your family is going to see you absent at an important event.
Yeah. Now let me tell you this. In addition to that clip you just showed was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
My cousin, who I hadn't seen in a very long time, because when my family found out I was gay, they kicked me out. It was a difficult. I mean, I get on my feet and I make it whatever. What kills me when they kick me out is my family is the kings. It's an art form to talk crap about people, and I wish I was in the room when they were talking crap about me because I know it was good. But anyways, I was at that show and I saw my cousin, and she came and told me she was my cousin, and we reconciled. And they said, you could come back home after like 17 years. You could come back home, for the holidays. And so
What did you say?
I said yes. You know what I mean? Now here I am getting closer to Christmas, and I'm thinking, God, I
Oh,
wish I could.
this coming Christmas
Yeah.
would be the first time?
Yeah,
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
So now, as I'm getting closer to it, I'm thinking, I wish I could get cancer, but I got bad luck. I got really bad luck because that guy with the Korea bomb guy, the crazy guy,
Yeah, yeah.
he's probably going to bomb us, and the radiation's going to cure me, and I'm still going to have to go. So I
Uh-oh.
mean, that's my luck. But what I'm saying is that balance of family, not having that family, gives me extra time.
Yeah.
And
you
the
don't have
same,
to. You don't have to waste your time
No, I-
going to
yeah.
funerals
yeah.
and weddings
Yeah,
and those horrible.
the money that I saved,
Yeah,
not
oh, yeah.
spending, it's a
Oh,
good
yeah,
gift. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know.
Well, it sounds like you got a real fire in your belly for all this.
I do. It could be fire, or some could say it's a flame because I'm a flamer.
Oh.
Maybe it could be that. Or,
Well, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. And I know many of our viewers will probably see you around town or in Flagstaff and Tucson or in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
So I want to thank our guest, Gene Moore, for being on the show today. I'm your host, Deanne Kincaid. Thank you for watching.